I'm the son of a cop. My brothers are cops. I was a prosecutor. Law enforcement for our family is not a career, it's a way of life. It's about putting the bad guys away and keeping the community safe. And so to me, when I hear some of my colleagues, again, not all of them, but some of them on this committee thump their chest and say that they back the blue, but then they're going to call a January 6th convict a hostage, that's not backing the blue, that's backing the coup. And when some of them say that they back the blue, but the second the blue raids the house of their preferred candidate for president, that's not backing the blue, that's backing a fool. And so I'm all about supporting law enforcement and honoring them during Police Week, but we got to be consistent. Police Week's always a bittersweet week in Washington, D.C. We remember the fallen, those who have given their lives in the service of their community over the last year, but also it's a time for fellowship and brotherhood and sisterhood of the profession to come together in our nation's capital. And just first want to honor the service of those who we lost last year. I want to thank each of you for your service and wanted to just go through a couple of different incidents that this committee has focused on and this Congress has focused on and just get your perspective. Do you agree, Mr. Mays, that the officers who defended the Capitol on January 6th are heroes?
Yes, sir, I would agree.
And how about you, Sheriff Chapman?
Anybody that puts their lives on the line to make sure that they're keeping people safe is a hero to me. So I would agree that anybody that was assaulted, certainly by the rioters, were heroes.
And how about you, Mr. Bullock?
I would stand by the same words. Any officer that puts on this uniform lawfully doing their duties is a hero in my book.
And Mr. Bryant?
I am in concurrence that any person that puts on this uniform and honorably serve out their career is a hero, absolutely.
And Mr. Mays, if you assaulted or physically harmed an officer on January 6th, does that make you a criminal?
Anyone that assaulted an officer on January 6th and then is arrested and convicted is a criminal. Yes, sir.
And Mr. Chapman?
An assault on a law enforcement officer is a crime, so yes, that would be a criminal.
Mr. Bullock?
Be the same.
Mr. Bryant?
I'm in agreement that you become a criminal.
And by the way, I support legislation on the Judiciary Committee that would make assaulting or committing a battery against a law enforcement officer a separate class of crimes. And I hope we can
Gentlemen, yield for just a second?
Yeah.
They do that in Tennessee.
Good. Yeah, we should do it federally. Thank you, Chairman.
But now with the Biden administration's open border policies, it's opened our border to tens of millions of people from over 160 countries all over the world, and a steady flow of human and drug trafficking. Police in America are now on the front lines facing new and staggering dangers in every community all over America. I think supporting our police officers is the most important thing that we can do, especially as elected officials. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
We talk about policing and supporting police officers. I think it's very important to support our Capitol Police that were here and protected the Capitol on January the 6th. I toured the DC jail with, in fact, one other member of this committee in the majority. And when we did that, unfortunately, those prisoners, those insurrectionists, were treated like heroes. They were hugged. They were given handshakes by members of the majority, and particularly one member of this committee. Let's remember the facts. 17 of the 20 that were charged at that jail were charged with assaulting police. 6 of them had already pled guilty, yet they are being called, in some cases, heroes. They are being called hostages by folks in the majority. In fact, this right here is a reminder, these circles, of folks that actually are in the DC jail that have been called heroes, that have assaulted police, that have done nothing but essentially committed an insurrection and treason against this country. So when we talk about supporting law enforcement, sir, we talk about ensuring that we support our police officers, it's very important that we support the Capitol Police and not the 20 people that are being held and that are being coddled, supported, and uplifted by some members of the Congress, which I think is shameful, disgusting, and has no place, and quite frankly, hypocritical as well. I want to thank all of you for your service as well. I was mayor of Long Beach before I got to Congress for the last 8 years, and so I worked with our police department, obviously very closely. I'm really proud of the men and women that serve in Long Beach and police departments across the country. I also want to thank them for working in those 8 years to focus on also issues that I believe made the Long Beach Police Department focus on issues around diversity, around equity, around community policing, and other initiatives that really made, I think, our police department inclusive of the community. Now, we know that law enforcement and keeping people safe shouldn't be a partisan issue. I hope people understand that when we talk about supporting the police, we need to follow through on that support in Congress through real actions, not just partisan messaging bills. And police officers actually need the tools to do their jobs. They need training, they need technology. And of course, we need to make sure that we can hire and recruit talented people into our police departments. That also includes and means federal funding. Now, Mr. Bryant, would it support state and local law enforcement to actually defund federal support programs for community policing?
Absolutely not.
Capitol Police carry those AR-15s and guard all of us, but yet Democrats would love to take away the gun rights of American citizens and blame guns that never get up by themselves and shoot people. Murder is already a crime. People kill people, and they don't just kill them with guns. They kill them with knives. They kill them with fists. They kill them with objects. They strangle them. But yet I just listened to one of my colleagues say that we need to disarm Americans in order to somehow stop crime in Washington, D.C. We should
will the gentlelady yield?
No, I will not. We should be protecting and supporting police officers. I also heard President Trump come under attack once again because Democrats have nothing else to say to defend their own policies, but attack President Trump. I'd like to remind everyone that it was Antifa, BLM, by the way, supported by Democrats. BLM as an organization raised millions and millions of dollars on Act Blue, the Democrat fundraising site. And then BLM riots across America that were endorsed heavily by Democrats and apologized and said mostly peaceful protest by media who are totally defending Democrats constantly. These riots caused $2 billion in damage across America. I'd also like to remind everyone that in 2017, when President Trump was inaugurated, that rioters nearly burned down Washington, D.C. That's right, nearly burned down the city here. But oh, we've got to attack President Trump every single day. And I would urge my colleagues to pay attention very carefully. The American people are paying attention, and they're not stupid. Just because you have a little microphone you can talk in doesn't mean that you can sit here and lie to the American people every single day. They can read the crime statistics. We all know you can't walk around this city without being in danger of being robbed or carjacked or murdered maybe. My goodness. How horrible is that? So let's support our police officers. Let's vote for good things to help citizens in this city. And Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Will the gentlelady yield for a question?
No, I will not yield to one of your stupid questions that are always attacking me and attacking President Trump.
How about a mediocre question?
No, I don't want to. I do not want
an
your
excellent question.
No,
a smart question.
No, my time.
An intelligent question.
You have no smart or intelligent questions.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Garcia for 5 minutes.
Thank you. That was a lot. I want to remind the gentlelady that it was her that actually organized a trip to the D.C. jail